Today we'll discuss the last topic of the module 1, that is the staffing, and it's the last topic of the chapter 2. With this chapter our big first module comes into end. Yeah, so let's come to the definition. So what is the staffing? What do you mean by staffing? So staffing is overall it's a very wide activity, okay, which has a lot of things of your recruitment. So let us understand exactly what it is. The function of staffing is defined as defined as filling and keeping filled various positions in the organization structure. So students, you need people, okay, you need people for the organization, okay, and you need the right people at the right place. So you need to recruit, you need to take people for the work, for those particular work, that is staffing. So let us see the activities which are there in your staffing. So this includes identifying workforce requirements, okay, that is which for which work who is required, or how many people are required, like that. Inventorying the people available, okay, then recruiting, selecting, placing, training, promoting, appraising, etc. So this is the definition. So let us discuss about all of these things in this video. Okay, that's all we have. Okay, in this video we exactly understand the process of hiring. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, next one. Okay, so nature of staffing. So staffing is a continuous process. So obviously because people always search for the new opportunities. So as people get better opportunities, they move, they don't stay at the single place. So always a company, an organization has to keep on hiring the people. So that is a staffing is a continuous process. It involves people, okay. So because to do any job you need people, okay. So it involves people, and all the work is done with the help of people, okay. So that is the staffing, people, and it also requires money, resources, all these things also, even machines. So whatever 5 M's you see, all those things are required: man, money, material, machines, and methods. Staffing is development oriented, okay. So why do you take people? You take people because you need the goals of the company to be met, okay. So that is why it's development oriented. Always you do your staffing so that your company gets developed, okay. So staffing involves multidisciplinary knowledge. So all whenever you hire people, you need to hire people of various backgrounds, okay, because all people requiring multi-skilled, okay, means multi-skilled people are required in an industry, okay. So that is what it's telling, because all kinds of work will be there now. So multi-skilled people is required. So staffing involves multidisciplinary knowledge. It's the step-by-step process, okay. So we'll understand more about it in the coming slides, okay. Steps in planning, steps in staffing. So this is how it goes. Human resource planning. So here they plan how many people are required, okay, for different sections. So then based on that requirement, the second step comes recruitment of employees, okay. So wherever, whichever department, whichever skills people is required, you hire and you recruit, you take them, okay, you take people. So that is recruitment of employees. First step will just tell you how many people is required in which department. Second step will exactly tell you uh, to take the people, okay. Third one is selection and placement. Yes. So you exactly recruit them, then you divide them, divide them according to developments, and you basically start give them the work. After that you train them. Okay, you train them so that whatever they are doing, they should be best in doing that work. So you train them. Training and development comes next. Then you decide. Okay, then you make the decision. Okay, then once all these things are done, they work. Okay, they are trained, they work, they complete the work. Okay, so whatever work they do, okay, so they must be judged. Okay, they must be judged for that work whatever they do, because some people work efficiently, some people don't, some people may work more. Okay, some people may have some special skills. Okay, so all these should come front. Okay, all these should come front. So all these things are told in the appraisal. Okay, whatever work they have done in the particular term, say a term depends on organization to organization, maybe 6 months, 1 month, 1 year, like that appraisal period. So 6 months appraisal means in that 6 months, what and all they have done in industry, okay, in that company, in their work, they need to explain it to the higher authorities. So that is appraisal. So following the sixth step, the seventh step comes, that is promotion and transfer. Okay, so if you do the better work, always you will get a promotion. Okay, for your looking at your appraisal, they'll come to know that whatever you have done, they'll come to know properly. So if it is good, and if it's really worth, they will promote you. That is, they will put you into a higher post, giving you more salary. Okay, and some, and even required, if required, they'll also give you a transfer. Okay, sometimes in some industries they may also transfer you because you're not working well, so they also may transfer you to the other places, other departments, which may be slightly easier to work on. Okay, so transfer, it has multiple meanings. Okay, okay, so advantages of proper and efficient staffing. So it helps in discovering talented and competent workers. Okay, correct, no student. So we get right people and good people, right people for a right job. So that's what. So it ensures greater production by putting the right man in the right job. Yes, it helps to avoid a sudden disruption of enterprises running. Yeah, because we if we do the proper hiring thing, okay, that's like if we put a right people at right time, if we hire, then our organization will not have any problem if any employee leaves suddenly. Okay, so that is what the third point tells. It helps to avoid sudden disruption of an enterprise's production run by indicating shortages of personnel and in, if any, in advance. Okay, yes. So one more thing is nothing but, in third point, you also need to understand that mm, usually as the rule, okay, whenever a person leaves, he need to inform in advance. Okay, so that is called as a notice. Notice. Okay, so you need to tell in prior month, or prior to 1 month or 2 month or 3 month. Okay, that he is leaving. So people or of the organization will come to know that he is leaving. So we need to fill that vacancy. So such problems are avoided. So that is what they are telling you by efficient staffing. Fourth one, it helps to prevent underutilization of personnel through overmanning and high, yeah, and the resultant high labor cost and low profit margin. Okay, so it prevents the underutilization. So everyone is given a proper work, right amount of work. Now that's what they're telling. The fifth one, provides information to management for the internal succession of managerial person in the event of unanticipated turnover. Okay, so that is the advantages of proper and efficient staffing. Recruitment. So now let us know exactly what is recruitment. So it is defined as the process of identifying the sources for prospective candidates and to stimulate them to apply for the jobs, or the generation or the generating of the applications or applicants for specific positions, or the process of attracting potential employees to the company. Okay, so what does this long definition tells? So let us read it once again. So it is defined as the process of identifying the sources for prospective candidates. Okay, from where we get the right candidates. Okay, so from where and all, from how and all we can get the right candidates. Okay, and once we get the source, we put the job there, okay, in that source, so that the right people apply for that jobs. Okay, so that is how we, when people apply for the job, we get the job applications. Okay, once we get a job application, we'll come to know who is good in what, and we hire. So that is that entire process, students. So that's called as recruitment. So when we understand the sources now, so this recruitment basically speaks about the source. Okay, where and all job is there. Okay, and who and all should apply, where and all, who and all should apply, like that. So now this particular recruitment, it is divided into two categories. Okay, that this just speaks about the sources. Now when we discuss the sources, we'll understand properly what is this recruitment definition say. So the sources, they may be internal sources or they may be external sources. So internal sources means within an organization, external sources means outside the organization. Okay, so now what do you mean by internal sources? Okay, so students, for example, there may be a requirement of a manager. Okay, so there may be a person just below the manager, and he might know a lot of work about the company. Okay, a lot of things about, a lot of work in a company. Okay, so he is uh, like matured enough to become a manager in that case. So that he is in an, or he is in an in organization, working in an organization, so he becomes an internal source. Okay, so promoting him. So what do you mean by promoting him? So giving him a job. Right? Promote, just a second. So promoting him. Okay, so for that we have promotion. Okay, so what is promotion? So promotion is nothing but, so making that team lead a manager. Okay, he is from organization. Okay, so that is called as that is the source. Okay, now here promotion is the source. So one more is transfer. So for your wing, there may be two wings of the company in two different cities, and for your wing, you may need one person of particular skill. So in another wing, there may be an excess uh, people who knows that particular job. There may be excess people. So you are sending that person, one person, or number of persons from that wing to this wing where it is required. That's particular skill people. Okay, so you're shifting the people from one place to another. That is called as transfer. So and remember, main thing is in this promotion and transfer, you are getting the people within an organization, within an by same organization you are getting. So that is recruitment by internal sources. Now let us understand how to get the people from outside. That is external sources. Okay, first one, re-employing former employees. Okay, so they may be an employee who may have already worked in your organization before. Due to some reasons he might have left, so you are again calling him back. So that is re-employing former employees. Or he might, whenever you put an advertisements, uh, you may he may call he may come back. Or just remember that you are calling the former employees whenever you need a require, or whenever you need is requirement. So that is re-employing former employees. Next one is friends and relatives of the present employees. So if a person is working in a particular company, so you are referring your relative or your friend to the company. Okay, that is by using friends and relatives. Third one is applicants at the gate. Okay, so here this is nothing but you may put an ad. Okay, that you have a walk-in. What do you mean by walk-in? That you will tell by with from this time to this time in particular day we are taking people. Okay, of this particular skill. So people come, okay, through the gate directly. So that is applicants at the gate. Walk-in interviews, it simply speaks about walk-in interviews. Next one is college and technical institutes. So you this is speaks about the campus interviews. Okay, college and technical institute, you go to campuses, all different colleges, and you get the people. Okay, whoever you want. Next one is employment exchanges. So these employment exchanges are basically created by the government, where government will post the jobs, and you have to apply for that job and you get. Okay, so you need to register your name in employment exchange, and whenever a vacancy comes for a particular job, they notice you. Okay, they give you the notification. Next is advertising the vacancy. This is like you put the job offer everywhere, maybe in online. Okay, as or you may put it in TV, or you may put in an hoarding outside. Okay, hoarding means those boards, big boards outside. That job is there in this such a company. Next one is through unions. Okay, through some labor groups. Okay, so that is speaks about the labor unions. Okay, so this is all about the recruitment. Now let us learn about the selection. What is selection? It is a process of selection leads to the process of selection leads to employment of persons having the ability and qualifications to perform the jobs which have fallen vacant in an organization. Okay, okay. So selection is nothing but giving employment to the people. Wherever vacancy is there, you are giving employment to the people. So recruitment was speaking about the sources. Okay, from where you can hire the people. This is nothing but you are giving the job to the people. Okay, wherever vacancy is there. Okay, so the basic purpose of the selection process is choosing right type of candidates to man various positions in the organization. Means to fill. Okay, the to man means to fill. So in order to achieve this purpose, a well organized selection procedures involve many steps, and at each step more and more information is obtained about the candidates. So this last one uh, point speaks about the how actually you hire the people. Okay, how actually you hire the people, what is the procedures of hiring the people. So this will speak about your campus in not camp any interviews. This will speak about your interviews. Okay, okay. Selection procedure. First step, application blank. Okay, so here students, what people have to do is nothing but your job application is released, and candidate has to fill that job application, in which he will give his details. He may give his qualification details, his specialization, his interests, anything, his personal details, his any previous experiences, like that, and everything about him he'll write in an application. Then based on that, you do an initial interview. So what do you do there in initial interview? You will select the people based on their application. Okay, that is nothing, that is nothing but if that application is required by your company or not. Okay, that is what is initial interview. Okay, next one, you do the tests, employment tests. Okay, so because you exactly, candidate has told that he knows this, that, and he has told about his skills, but you need to exactly make sure whether he knows or not, because people can write anything, right, in an application. Okay, so once you do an initial interview. Okay, on that is nothing but you do the selection of the application. Okay, then you need to call those candidates in order to actually understand whether he's worth of that job or not. So for that you do the various tests. So now let us understand what are those tests. Okay, so aptitude test. Okay, so first one is nothing but aptitude. What is this aptitude test? So that person, whether he is really good, or whether he is really good in his mathematical verbal skills, okay, or his non-verbal skills, or his reasoning skills. So you find it out, all those things in an aptitude test. Next is interest test. Okay, so interest test is nothing but you kind do the kind of behavioral thing. Okay, little bit, whether he is really interested in that job or not. Okay, next one, or you exactly you will find out through an interest test that he is exactly suitable for which job. This intelligence test. So here you do the tests of his mainly about your alertness. Okay, how alert he is. Okay, also a little bit about his reasoning skills. Okay, in an intelligent test. Next one is trade-off performance test. Okay, so what you do in this test is to measure the candidate's level of knowledge and skill in a particular work. Okay, yeah. Next one is personality test. So personality test is used to measure those characteristics of candidates which constitutes personalities. Okay, so this uh, test is purely personal. Okay, so what do you mean by that? His characters, personal characters, like his confidence. Okay, like whether he has an initiative, or that is nothing but he has an initiative means whether he starts something, uh, some job on his own. Okay, whether he is coming forward to take a job or not, like that. Okay, his judgment abilities. Okay, whether he is very dominating or not. Okay, or whether he wants to work with people together or not. So it's integrity skills, and also his originality. Okay, so this is the tests, employment tests which are done. So once this is done, we go to find his references. Okay, because always whenever you hire a person, you should know, okay, whether you are hiring the right person or not. I mean, whether what is his background. Okay, right person you will come to know by during by test. Then his background. Okay, you need to know little bit about him, where he has worked, all those things, his character. He might be a very dangerous person also. Okay, who is not having proper behavior, or he might be some person who is not having an existence in the country only. Okay, so such things you need to know. So checking references is nothing but you will find some people who will give guarantee that this person is fine. Okay, or he knows that person. So that is checking references. So next one is physical or medical examination. So here is nothing but whether he is you do the medical examination of that person, whether he is proper, whether he has a proper health or not, because some job requires uh, some health conditions to be proper. Okay, and if they are not proper in that, then obviously you cannot take him. So that is the thing. For example, in army, if you are going for an army, you should be very alert and you should be very fast in your running, and also if your leg is not proper, if your eyes is not proper, then you cannot go for an army. So that is why you require a medical examination. Next one is final interview. So this simply speaks about the HR interview. So once all these things are done, you call for a final interaction. Okay. So that is called a final interview. Then you get the appointment order. Okay. So once you are through, or if you get through all the interviews, if they finally feel that you are a right person for that job in their company, and also you have a proper references and all, then if everything is okay, means they will give you appointment order. They they will give you a document, okay, which will tell you about your job in that company and your salary and what any other benefits you get from the company, or also rules and regulations of the company, okay, and your job also. So all those things. So that is appointment order. Okay, this is the selection process. Okay, thank you, students.